You look like a better Black China right now. Like how Black China wish she looked.
I was saying not for me not to be attached to my hair.
Don't get attached to your
Yeah,
hair.
but
That is the truth. That's the truth. Let's say what's going on. This girl wants to cut off all of this to a long bob. So we're just showing the before, and that's it. You heard it. We're going to do a long bob today. So my client's hair is 22 inches for frame of reference. Let's get started on the cut. First things first, you're going to part the hair into two sections and you're going to split the hair from the front to the back. I chose my split point to be in the middle of the ear. What that will do is determine how long the front pieces are going to be and where they're going to start to elongate. Secondly, you're going to lay a foundation, comb the hair into place, have the client tilt their head down, and start cutting from each side up into the back of the head. You're going to want to make sure you have some sharp shears for this process. And split your sectioning into about 3. That way you're not cutting through a bunch of thick hair and ending up with pretty much not a straight line at the end of the day. Right now I'm just securing my angles and setting a foundation. Alright, so I've taken down another section. As you can see, we've come up into where the color is. And I am taking a 45-degree angle to blend that section in with the previous one that I had done laying down that foundation. Alright, at this point, I'm going to take down the full top section that includes the front pieces and I'm going to marry it in with the rest of the foundation that's already laid. For this portion, you want to maintain that 45-degree angle at the back. But as you work your way to the front, you're going to both do a 45-degree angle and you'll pull the section of hair back towards you or back towards the other side of the head. The more you work your way towards the front, the more you want to angle that hair towards the back of the head or towards you. This is going to create the elongation that we need. This will create our angles. We want it shorter in the back and longer in the front. I just want to point out that I'm maintaining the client's head angle downward. And also, I'm cutting an even cut as I'm angling towards the back. I'm not timidly, and this is what I notice among haircuts, that you, when trying to cut a bob, you are not cutting the hair evenly. You're going to be relying upon the angles that you're creating, not just your eye. So trust the angle and bring that hair back and cut it even with the back. If you angle it properly, it should create that inverted triangle that you see at the back of her hair. Right now, we've got our foundation laid, and now we're going to go in and do some detailing. All right, so for our detailing work, we're going to slice through the hair, angle it towards the back of the head, and we're going to point cut. A term used to describe this amongst OG hairstylists is called adding peaks and valleys. What this does is adds texture to the hair, kind of diminishes that line of demarcation from cutting kind of a straight line, and it also simultaneously takes a bit of the weight out of the bottom of the hair. In this particular haircut, the bob is a little weighty towards the bottom, but I personally like to add a bit of wispiness into all of my haircuts. So you're going to want to take your time with this. You're going to be cross-checking the lengths. You're going to add as much texture as you can without taking out too much weight. And keep checking to see how the hair flows as you're doing it. The more flowy, the better the cut. So right now I'm just swinging that hair back and forth just to see how it looks at the front. I already cut the front at this point, but I'm picking up that hair. I'm checking the weight and I don't like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to add even more texture and do an even deeper peak and valley. But this time I am heavily over directing the hair towards the back just to make sure that I maintain the length at the front. This is a long process to achieve this haircut. It is one of the hardest to do, but if you can do it, you can do any cut. So don't be afraid. On the front, I kept my angles intact and a little bit of feathering. And there you have it. The cut is complete. I did a simple, just slight bend in the styling. I'll eventually go over it again to steepen that kind of curve in there. But we absolutely loved how this hairstyle turned out. She is rocking it, sending me text messages, talking about how she's getting stopped in the street. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this. And I really feel like, once again, if you can master this cut, you can definitely master plenty of other cuts. But hope you enjoyed. See you guys on the next one. You got all of the options: like, follow, subscribe, or share.